Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Melinda and I'm here with today's topic, which is tools. Once again, this was voted on our Instagram for which video you guys wanted to see next, and tools won. So tools can mean a lot of things. Today specifically, it's going to be talking about apps and online resources that I use for my business, as well as for my everyday life that is still technically business related. So last video, I figured out how to put text in. I think I know how to put pictures in, and so I will be uploading screenshots of the apps on my phone, as well as a glimpse into kind of what they do. I've took the screenshots already, should be able to figure this out. So our first app that we recommend when it comes to day-to-day use is Canva. You've most likely heard of it if you do have a business. If you haven't heard of it, hopefully that this helps a bit. I will put some screenshots in this video of sort of inside the app and how we use it. Now, the reason why Canva is one of my favorites is I've given it the graphic designer stamp of approval, because you don't always have time to pull out your computer, pull out Adobe Illustrator, make a full graphic. If it's just being posted to your Instagram story or it's going into an Instagram post, you don't always have the time and resources to pour into something that isn't that important, as terrible as that sounds. Canva is fantastic. It is basically full of pre-made templates that you can use from your Instagram story to Instagram post to Facebook post to cover photos. There's moving ones that you can use as videos. It is phenomenal. It's basically drag and drop. You can replace the text that's already in the design. You can replace the images, or you can build your own from scratch. It has saved me 101 times. I use it constantly, whether it be for giveaway posts or just cool looking Instagram stories. It's super easy to use, and you can actually export it directly into your social media. So when you're done with your design, you can export it straight to your Instagram story or to your camera roll. And it saves all of your designs, which I have a screenshot of that as well, to show all of the past designs that you've done. 10 out of 10. It is free. That's the best part. You can sign up for a paid subscription. It comes with extra graphics. It comes with extra fonts. If you find yourself using it constantly and those are some extras that you do want, of course you can sign up for the subscription. I usually, if I wanted something that badly, would hop into Illustrator and draw it. But it is fantastic, and I actually haven't used it on desktop yet. I do have some friends that have used it, and they say it's way easier to use from the drag and drop aspect, but I have yet to try it. But I honestly like it on my phone. So that is our first tool today, and one of the most important, I feel, because it's very important to post good quality graphics. Next up, we are moving on to MailChimp. MailChimp is... It is a phone app, and I'm going to upload screenshots of my MailChimp. I don't send out email blasts as often as I should, and I'm fully aware of that. To me, like, the spam emails I get from other businesses, it very rarely encourages me to actually go and spend money, especially if you get like more than one every few days. I send out an email blast like once every 6 months, and every time I do, I still get that like 10 people that unsubscribe from my email list. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry to interrupt you. I mean, when you get to my website, it gives you the option to sign up for the email list. It's a pop-up that is integrated with Shopify. They have actually cut their ties with MailChimp, and it kind of has to go through a third-party app to get the emails, but that's a whole other problem. It shows you the breakdown of how many people your email was sent to, what percentage of those people opened the email, which percentage sent it directly to trash, what percentage actually clicked the link in your email to go to your website, and if you made any revenue off of that email. So MailChimp is great. If you don't currently have an email list, I do recommend getting one. It is important. If you have a big event coming up or a big sale coming up, I try and shoot out an email. My list is decently sized. I've been collecting those emails for a while, but I've just never been huge on sending out the e-blasts. They can be a lot of work. Luckily, MailChimp is pretty user-friendly. You can drag and drop there as well. They have pre-made templates. You basically just upload the images in your text. But the app is very handy when I do send out that blast, because instead of having to sit at my computer and pull up all the information, it's all there on my phone. Next up is iMovie. Now, iMovie, again, phone as well as laptop. On my phone, I don't find it to be the most user-friendly for video editing, but typically if I'm uploading a video to my Instagram, it's just a quick time lapse that I shot on my phone, and I can bring that into iMovie. I can add the music to it and I can export the movie straight into Instagram. It's quick, it's easy for that. I actually use iMovie to edit these photos as well for a few reasons. One being it's free, fairly user-friendly. Video editing is not something that I have learned in my schooling, so I have kind of just been winging it in that way. I'm sure I will use something more pro in the future, but for now this is free. It gets the job done and it is pretty seamless so far when I use it. But there's a screenshot, I'm sure I've put it up, of iMovie on my phone and how it kind of breaks it down and how I use it in my day-to-day for business. Next up is an app that I use on my desktop. I do have the app on my phone, however, it's not the greatest. I use Stripe for my invoicing, so anytime I'm sending an invoice to a customer who is placing a custom order that is like larger than $75, or I'm sending out invoices for our handmade market that we host, I do that through Stripe for a few reasons. One being it's organized, the invoices are super easy to create. It's fairly quickly with payouts. I think they just upgraded me to 3 days. It used to be a week, which is handy. You can send reminders. So Stripe has been fantastic for invoices. It does also have the option to do recurring. So if you had a subscription business of some sort, then you can, when a customer signs up, you can actually charge their credit card on that day every month. So that is great. The biggest flaw about Stripe is the app for your phone is garbage. I can't look at invoices. I can't see what invoices I've sent. All it shows me is if someone has paid for one and when the money's depositing. And like, yeah, sure, that's great information to know, but I do have to pull out my laptop if I need to view the invoices. Rakuten is not a business app, technically, but it does help your business in one important way, which is cash back. I don't know if you're using it yet, but it is fantastic. It has a lot of places where I would buy supplies, Amazon, eBay, Etsy, where you can get cash back for your purchases. It's super easy to make an account. I can't remember what the amount is that you need to have in cash back before you get your payout, but it's like, if you're already shopping, you might as well get some cash back for it. I have the app on my phone as well as the desktop. Sometimes I forget to use it, but if I know I'm buying something off of Amazon and it's going to be like at least $100 and the cash back is like 3 or 5% that day, obviously I'm gonna go out of my way to do it. I could get $3 to $5 back. And of course, if you're spending way more than that, that's even better. So I will attach a screenshot of that as well. This app is not technically a business app, but an app that helps make business life better, and that is Mylo. Off topic, but I'm going to obviously put all the app links to the App Store and whatnot in the description below. Mylo is a savings app, and it is a pretty cool savings app if you ask me. It automatically rounds up transactions you use your debit card for, and it takes those roundups at the end of the week and it puts them into your savings account. If you are anything like me, I need to have money scattered. I have 2 bank accounts, I have 2 savings accounts, because if all the money is in one spot, then I'm like, ooh, that looks like extra spending money. It isn't. So with Mylo being a separate app, I don't open it very often, but I do know that money is accumulating in there because when I'm using my debit card, it's rounding up those pennies. Some weeks it deposits $5, some weeks it deposits $25. As you can see by the screenshots that I'm attaching in this video, currently it is called Honeymoon Fund. I'm not pulling that money for my honeymoon. I thought I was going to, but I'm not. There's, I think, about $650 in there right now. I've had the app for a year and a half and I've already pulled $600. So I would say I've saved about $1,200 in the last year and a bit just from rounding up my debit. And I've had friends that have said, well, I already have that on my debit card. But then again, when you open your banking app, you can see that money in your savings and you might be more likely to pull it. With Mylo, I think it takes a week to deposit. So it's not like you're not gonna make a quick decision to pull the money and go spend it. It has to be a pre-planned thing. For example, I was gonna use it on our trip, but I'm not anymore. I'm just gonna keep letting it accumulate. So I believe there's a sign up. If you use my code, you get $5. We both get $5. So I will add that link below. It's a great app. They're great to communicate with. I find that they have good communication online, quick email answers. So highly recommend it if you are into saving some extra cash. And last but not least, on my short list of apps today is Woofu. If you have ever been a part of one of my handmade markets, you know that I use Woofu regularly. It is an app that I use to send out forms. And you might say, what? When I host a show, you have to apply via a form with links to your social media and a description of what you sell. And Wufoo is free to a certain extent. I think you are allowed 3 separate forms at a time, which is perfectly fine. I just delete old ones when I need room for a new one. You can drag and drop all the information needed to build your form, and then you can send it by copying the link. Very easy to use. Super easy to use, again, free. If you haven't noticed yet, all of these apps that I have listed today are all free, and that's because I love to save $1. I have always been one of those people that I don't want to dish out the money on something if I don't have to, which this is unrelated, but the intro to my video, I spent all day on Tuesday last week trying to create that intro, and every single website that I went to, you would spend all this time designing it and they would say it was free, and then when you got to the end it was like, do you want the high-res copy? Then you have to pay $129. No, I'm not doing that. I just worked so hard on it. So finally I opened After Effects, which I haven't used since college, and I was like, I could do this. I can make a simple intro. It took a really long time. So I hope you guys appreciate my very simple intro that took me all day. But yeah, use the resources that you have, use the apps that you have, try and get creative. Sometimes it's not worth the extra work, and I totally get that. Sometimes it's quicker to outsource things. I also totally understand that. But these are sort of the things that I use day to day that help me be more efficient, be more productive, be more organized, and hopefully at least one of the ones that I listed today is one that you don't currently have or use, and that maybe you can try it out in the future. If you have a recommendation on what you want the next video to be, comment below or send me a message on here, Instagram, Facebook, wherever you like. And I hope you guys have a good week, and see you soon. My camera died. Right when I was in the groove of things. We are back and better than ever. Camera's still dying. Okay, time out, short break. I gotta go charge my battery pack. I will be back soon.